This is really, really disgusting and dirty. Now, it'd be nice to have some place to clean this stuff. It's a good thing that you asked that question. How do we clean the part? You can go garbage pick a sink and a counter. Not only did we get the sink, we got a counter. However, we didn't garbage pick this. Really good friends of ours down the road, they remodeled their kitchen. Thanks, guys, because since they remodeled their kitchen, we got their sink. So what we're going to do today is I have some parts over here, and we're going to show you how to take a 5-gallon pail and make a cleaning station and a soak station. Hey YouTube, this is Jay and T Customs. I'm Jay.
I'm T.
And how are you doing? Alright, here we go. So, at no time is this being sponsored by Harbor Freight, and I'm not doing anything with Harbor Freight on this particular build. You're going to need a 5/8 hole. You can use a drill bit or you can use a spade bit. Okay, you need a 5/8 hole. You need an 1.5 inch hole. Okay, for your PVC pipe. All right, you need 2 of those. So you can use either a O-ring or you can use a grommet. You can get both of these sets at Harbor Freight. This is the grommet to use, okay, and these are the O-rings. All right. All these parts you can get from your local supply store, Home Depot, Lowe's, you know. All right, so we're going to take the O-ring. We're going to put it on our 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch cup link, a male to female. We're going to feed it through here. No
That's
O-ring.
upside down.
No, it's the lid. And then we're going to use this guy.
That's upside down on the lid. This is what connects to the thing.
Right, because this just goes in.
Oh.
All right. And then you tighten this down so it doesn't leak. Oops. Don't make it too tight. It doesn't have to be super tight. It just can't leak. Okay. Now, why am I using rubber O-rings? Well, because the solvent that we're going to use eats through everything. Okay. It says that it's biodegradable. In about 30 years, it's biodegradable. I don't know, but let me tell you what. Okay. So don't get me ahead of myself. All right. So, O-ring. Use a 90-degree, 3/4 inch. Well, this is actually 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch hose. All right, and then this will connect to the pump. Okay. So next step, we have to filter this because we're going to have parts going in here, and we want to be able to filter this. Now, this is a regular filter for a water system. Okay. This one here is a larger setup. What we're doing is we're utilizing this so the average, Joe Blow can do this with very little money, very little parts. This is not very little money. This thing is about 60 bucks, 70 bucks just for this filter setup here alone. Okay, but if you want to do this, you can, and you have to go from 1 inch down to 1/2 inch, 1 inch down to 1/2 inch. Okay. And it will then filter into here as opposed into our bucket. But that's going to be in the future, but we're showing you how to do it with just the bucket itself. So this is what the filter looks like, brand new. Okay, like I said, we've already used it just so it works, so we can make sure that it works before we go crazy and have the stuff explode all over the place. Okay, you can buy these at Lowe's, Home Depot. They come in a pair like this. Okay, these were 12 bucks. And again, I'll put all the description in the links in the description later on. Okay. Now, for this setup here, this is a flow-through filter. our setup, we only want it to flow in one direction. So we plug this up so the fluid will go through the filter and not just straight through the bottom. Okay, so we put a plug in here, and what we're going to do is we take this 3/4, because this is the only thing that fits in there. Okay, this is a 3/4 to 3/4 hose to a 3/4 inch fitting, and we just jam it in there like this until it goes all the way down like that. Okay, and then we take another, we take 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch threaded fitting, 1/2 inch hose, 3/4 inch threaded fitting. We don't have to put the Teflon on it because we don't care if it leaks, because it's in the bottom of our tank. Okay, then we take our hose, same thing here. This is a draw feed, so we don't really care. So this doesn't need a clamp. Okay, this is going to go like this. All right, then we have, I'm going to put this in here first, another 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch thread. Okay, and then this guy, he goes like this. All right, so there you have it. You should have something that looks just like that. All right, because that's how that's going to go in. So we take this, we put it in a bucket. All right, and now we come over to our sink. Okay, and our particular sink, we did a couple of things. I cut the hose here and here because the filter that I just showed you on the other side, excuse me, that's where that goes. Okay, so for this application, we're going to use this coupler. Put this hose back together for now. This is tougher than I thought. Oh boy. Come on, go in there. There we go. Okay, and then this guy goes on this side, and that will put these two back together for now for this particular application. All right. Now, Harbor Freight sells this cleaner. You can buy it by the gallon. 1 gallon is super concentrated. Okay, and 1 gallon with the right mixture does 200 gallons. Okay, we are not doing that. We are going to use this stuff straight, maybe slightly diluted. I don't know, we'll see yet. All right, so we just hook this up here. Can I have the adjustable wrench over there? Is it over there? Yes. All right. Just gonna make this tight. Okay, that'll go back over there. All right. Then we have our pump. We hook up our pump over here to this side. This is our feed. This will suck in from the bottom through our filter, and as long as we put it together right, it shouldn't make it too much of a mess. If we didn't, guess what? We're gonna have a party that nobody wants to go to. All right, I'm gonna hit pause for just a second because I want to go get the box that the pump came in. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the pump I'm using. It is, again, a Harbor Freight pump. I'll leave the links down on the bottom. It is a cast iron pump. So this whole housing here is cast iron along with the fan inside, okay, the impeller inside. Reason being is because I'm using a solvent. I don't want plastic impeller to melt and disintegrate. So that's why I went with the cast iron pump. Okay, Now the way this is set up, I have the cast iron pump down on the shelf over there. We have the inlet. Inlet comes in from the bottom of our bucket, up through the tube, goes into the pump, comes out of the pump, and goes up into our sprayer. Now you can buy this sprayer. This is a separate water for, you know, for your, if you have a cup or something, okay? And you can put a filter on that right there underneath the sink, and you can do that. You can also get that. It's fairly cheap at Lowe's. All right. So this is just an extension with a vent. Now this is already in here, but there's a big hole in here, so it'll get vented anyways. But if this was sealed up, I want to have a vent, okay, because the air bubbles and the cleaner, okay, you want to have some sort of evaporation, you know, you want to have some sort of vent so it doesn't expand. All right, and I just put that like that. I make sure the lid's on tight. Now what I did here is, this goes in the can, this just drops in there. And then this goes here. Now this is a street L. And this is a regular 45 degree. Okay. But this one goes into this. Okay. There we go. Alright. And there it is. Very simple setup. Okay, and now we're going to see if we can blow the place up, make a mess all over the place, and see how it goes. Alright, so I have a bucket of cleaner that I'm going to put into my parts. This is the soaking tank. So I'm just going to put this in here. This will go down the drain and into our 5-gallon bucket. And fill that up. Now, like I said, we've already ran this through. So why it's not clean and why it's brown is because we've already tested it and made sure that it worked. Okay. So okay, so we had to hit pause real fast because remember I was saying, well, we're going to try it, and if it blows up, it blows up. Well, because I already have put this filter in over here, okay, I cut the hose, and the coupler that I had to put that back together is leaking. That's why I have it sitting there in that bucket. And the filter works great. I took the filter out, and you can see already that the filter is doing its job. My problem is up here, it's not doing it all the way up here. So basically this is how much we filter. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a piece of PVC, cut holes in it, and feed it all the way through here, and then have an inlet here and an outlet here. So the hose coming in goes in here, and then the hose leaving goes out, and it will filter, utilize the whole filter. But here you can clearly see that the filter is definitely working and filtering out the crappy debris. Okay, so right now I've taken the filter off, put it back together, because you can see it made a mess on the floor, and let's see what it does. Alright, so right now, at the moment, this is not being filtered. Okay, so that's why it's brown instead of green, because it's not being filtered. Okay, but Now that you see this here, let's try it out on some stuff. Okay. Now you're probably all saying, he just put a clean part in there. Oh. Okay, very good. I have the light switch. I have the lights going to the light switch and the filter fan at the same time. So that's why the lights just went out. But stop everything. I forgot the biggest thing. Okay, disclaimer. Very important. You must wear safety glasses. Okay? And you can use the Harbor Freight 9mm gloves. Okay? They will work to an extent, but then they will start to melt. Okay? If you get this stuff on your hands, like I already have on my hands, you need to wash your hands with soap and water right away. Okay? If you do not, by the end of the night, your skin will start to peel off. Yes, this stuff is really wild stuff. Okay? It says it's biodegradable, says it's you're not supposed to digest it, and there's a whole bunch of safety warnings on the back of it, But I noticed on my hands, because it is concentrated too, when I was using it and I got it on my hands, it dried my hands out super fast. Okay, and then my skin started to flake because my hands were so dry. Okay, so definitely want to wear a good set of protective gloves. I'm using these. And these are, you can use, all right, save money, go buy yourself a set of KitchenAid gloves. Okay, they do the same thing. These are a little bit more commercial. Okay, you can get them on Harbor Freight also, I think. I'm not sure where I got these. But I'm going to put this back on. And yes, I know what you're thinking. This was already in the sink, and you were probably like, well, that was already clean, so, what is that all about? Okay, well, you're right. So let's find something that's not so clean. How about this? Let's try to clean this and see how this stuff fares. Okay? Now, I'm going to use a plastic, not a wire brush. I'm going to use a plastic brush. Okay? Now, I could have probably put this in the soaker, and basically all you're going to do is you're going to take this, you push this down, you'll take this, lift it up, and fill up the tank. It's pretty dirty stuff. And I'm not pushing hard on this at all. I'm basically doing the dishes at home. If I was to do my dishes, this is how much I'm doing this. I felt like my foot was getting wet, so I had to look underneath and say, whoa, what's leaking? But there's nothing leaking, everything is good. Now this water pump is more of a cast pump, so it's not smooth like this. Okay? And this water pump seems to have some corrosion on it already. And you can get, like I said, this is just a cheap old, I don't even know where I got this brush. But you can use a toothbrush, you can use You can use a dish brush, you know, like from the kitchen. Steal your wife's. Don't steal mom's. That's a bad idea. But you can steal your wife. Take the one that's in the kitchen if you want. It's okay. So you know what I'm going to do? There's some spots in here that I can't get to with this particular brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over here. And now what I did was I made this longer so I can get to bigger parts. I also want to use this so I can get into areas that have small parts. This is not as, like, see, I can make this really go faster, okay, and it will really fill this thing up, okay, but I'm only going slowly at the moment because I'm cleaning parts. Alright, so I'm going to let that soak, and I'm going to grab another part that you may not think that we can get it clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this camshaft, okay? And you're going to watch me clean it right here in real time, all right? Are you ready? Here we go. Now again, I had my brother-in-law was skeptical, which I don't blame him, so was I. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Okay? I'm going to clean half of the camshaft with this cleaner, and I'm going to clean the other half of the camshaft with brake clean. Okay? Because you might also be sitting there saying, oh, that's only been there. You know, it's like the carpet guys. They're like, yeah, you know, that's been there for 10 minutes. And it's not clean, you know, it's just going to come clean. So we'll clean half of this with the cleaner. Okay, and again, I am not doing anything exciting. I'm not pushing on this. All I'm doing is just brushing it back and forth. Nothing exciting. And again, this is a plastic brush. I do not want to use a metal brush. I mean, these cams I'm not using, but if I'm cleaning parts that I'm going to be reusing, you do not want to use a metal brush. You can scratch the part, and that would not be good. So you don't want to do that. So there's our water pump soaking. It's soaking in the palm olive. You know, palm olive is green. If you're old like me, you would know what that statement means. If you're young like T, forget it. You have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to bother to flip this upside down and clean the other side with the journals. Okay, I'm only going to do this side here. Now, if I'm being fair to the brake clean, alright, I'm going to shut this off. I'm just going to pull the plug so we can see it. This guy back here. And again, this is just what our contraption is. The idea is for that you can make, with the parts that I showed you, you can make a 5-gallon pail, kitchen sink, recirculating parts cleaner. Okay? And for any guy that has a garage that's doing parts, he really needs a parts cleaner. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to try to wipe off the cleaner on this. Okay, so there is, so you can see that's not coming off. Okay, as hard as I spin on it, that is not coming off. All right, I'm gonna go grab some brake cleaner. I'll be right back. Okay, brake cleaner is just like carburetor cleaner. Brake cleaner should be able to clean anything. Alright? So we're going to hold this.
Are you sure you want that going down the ring?
That's fine. Just add it to it. So now I have to spray this again, and I have to spray it again, and I have to spray it again. And 1 gallon of this stuff does concentrated. 1 gallon makes 200 gallons general cleaner. Okay? Non-abrasive, non-flammable. It formulated for stripping, sealers, grease buildup, and concrete floors, whatever, grease machinery, tools, da-da-da-da-da. Okay? Definitely read the back of this, because there's definitely some safety issues that you want to read. Okay? So, the carburetor cleaner, I'm going to have to go over this a couple of times. So, let's talk about this. Carburetor cleaner. T, when you went to the store, how much was that? Around 12 bucks?
It was around 12 bucks.
Right.
12 bucks for this can that is 14 ounces.
14 ounces, okay? And this gallon jug is $9.99, harbor freight. And this gallon jug will do 200 gallons if you dilute it. Now again, I didn't dilute it. Okay, I'm going to put the gloves back on. Plug me back in, please. Okay. And again, just to show you that this is not painted on there, because you know, you always have your Downey Thomases. I was one, absolutely. Okay, and Now, you don't have to put this in the stream constantly like I'm doing. I just like doing it. Okay, you could be out here doing this, not a problem. It'll still do its job effectively. Okay, I just like sitting in the water. Okay. All right, cleaned up camshaft, and we'll shut this down. All right, so now this here, you just pull this up in the sink, drains right back down into your 5-gallon pail. Okay? So there you have it. Parts cleaner. We cleaned a couple of parts. Let's see what else we cleaned. Well, this is the water. This is the oil pump. Okay. And this was dark brown. This whole thing was dark brown. And we cleaned it all up. Okay. And now it looks like it's right out of the box. Alright. So the next thing we're going to clean is the oil pan, the valve covers. We'll clean the timing gears. Cam gears. These were brown. The crank gear. That was brown. Okay. We were going to clean up this. So this is nice and clean. This is black already, so you really won't know. But the throttle body, okay? Throttle body can get cleaned up, but now you can see where there's corrosion in there. Okay, all these little white dots, that's corrosion from the air. All right. So I want to do a small test area because I haven't done any aluminum pieces that are corroded like that. Well, I actually have. We just did the water pump, so I want to make sure that the corrosion okay, see, that all comes off, so I want to make sure, and that's nice and smooth. Once you dry this off, oops, right, okay, dry that off, all the grease is gone. It's nice and clean. Got to get in there with a little bit of brushing. Okay. So it also looks like that stuff may do something to, ouch, the corrosion. So it cleans that up too. So I want to make sure that it's not going to hurt the aluminum. And according to the instructions, it doesn't hurt the aluminum. It's designed for it. Alright? But, there you have it. 5-gallon pail. A couple of plumbing parts that you can buy. This package here, well, the pump was expensive. The pump was $70. Okay? It was $70 for the pump. And it was like $30 for all the parts to make this 5-gallon pail recirculate. And then I got 4 gallons of stuff, so that's another $40. So for still less than the Harbor Freight cleaning station, which is really not a very good part. Okay, and this is a stainless steel sink. Also has a whole counter with it. Okay, and like I said, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. We're going to come back. We're going to make we're going to do some more work on the block. We're going to get that all sorted out, and we're going to paint it. We're still not sure what color we're going to paint it yet. Where it's going to be battleship gray, black, blue. We're not 100% sure. Red, yellow, purple. I don't know. We'll see. But so that's coming, and we're also going to make a special project. We're going to take the seats, the rear seats, we're going to take those and we're going to make a lounge chair out of those seats too. So that's coming also, all right? We just got back from a little bit of vacation, so we're psyched to get going. All right, see you soon.